Talking of the aspect of the 27th February air-to-air combat or the skirmish that took place in the skies of Kashmir. But first we need to understand where did it all start from. The onset of activities, very specific, 14th February 2019, Pulwama attack. Adil Ahmed Dar, born and bred Pulwama resident from Kashmir, was the one who rammed his vehicle into a CRPF bus or truck where 40 people died, 40 soldiers perished in that one incident. It was a national calamity as per the Indian side of things. From that point onwards till 26th Feb, things were turning or boiling up. There was always a possibility during that time frame. The Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan, very specific, came up on international television and addressed the international community as well as the Indian side of the politicians and told them that very specific, if we look at the incident itself of 14th Feb, we have all willingness to come into an investigative process if there is some evidence that is given by the Indians which is possible or which relates the state of Pakistan to it. He would love to go ahead and do that investigation. 26th February, there were as mentioned by a few different people, 12 different Mirage aircraft that came in the night and attacked supposedly terrorist camp at Balakot. What they shot down was, as famously known, a few trees, a crow as well in the bargain, but the crucial point is that was the initiation of a chain of events that resulted into where we stand today. This series of programs will relate to all geopolitical scenarios prevailing from that point till date. So, coming back, 26th Feb, Mirages came, dropped their spice weapons, standoff weapon capability was utilized. What was the Pakistan Air Force doing in retaliation? We were there, ready, willing, able to connect or retaliate at that point in time. Rumored there were at least two different formations that were there in the northern regions of Pakistan, JF-17s as well as the Vipers. Rules of engagement were on the bleaker side of things at that point in time. So there were aircraft, there were fighters from our side who were tracking those aggressing Mirages after dropping their weapons, but due to this limitation of very specific, if we talk of the rules of engagement, so there were no missiles that were fired, no attacks that were rebutted at that point in time. So the whole day, the next day, we were looking at our very specific, the Pakistani side of leadership. How do they react or retaliate to this circumstance? Imran Khan, in my opinion, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, with his national security team, gauged a very calculated, graduated response for that one incident. 27th Feb or the night between 26th and 27th was very crucial. We had expected something to happen in that one night or those 12 hours. But coincidentally, or as the surprise goes, that was famously quoted by the DG ISPR at that time, we attacked in broad daylight. That attack took place over a few different destinations, very specific, in open areas. No military targets were engaged, but there was at one place or near one impact point of a weapon, the Chief of Army Staff of the Indian Army was also present. Rest assured, everything went happy hunky-dory in that whole weapon delivery process. But what happened in that few seconds or few minutes in the aftermath of that one weapon delivery formation, which composed of both Mirages as well as the JF-17s, what happened next was of greater consequence. The retaliation that came out from the Indians in the form of a MiG-21 formation that ingressed into our territory, and the engagement of an Su-30 MKI formation, which was, well, not exactly there, but within that airspace. As we all know, Wing Commander Abhinandan, tag call sign Nandu, who famously quoted as at different places, was shot down on our side of the border, taken POW because it was an act of war that the Indians did the previous evening. So rest assured, things turned out pretty bad, bleak for them on our eastern front. What happened in that skirmish, that is of consequence as well. Very specific, we know the people who were a part of that shoot down. One was Hassan Siddiqui, the other was Sir Noman. Very specific, they were both engaging and sorting a lot of information at that one specific airspace scenario, where there were a lot of friendlies in the same airspace. They were trying to sort out targets. They were trying to deliberate who to engage, who not to engage. On the other side of things, the Indians were having their well, the most competent aircraft in the region, may it be the Mirage 2000 or the Su-30 MKI, as well as the infamous Bison that was shot down. So what happened there was, as soon as these guys ingressed into our airspace and they were tagging a formation of JF-17s which were towards the north, meanwhile Hassan Siddiqui and his formation and Sir Noman's formation as well, both were tagging them. In the bargain, as soon as the ECM features were engaged, which was the game changer for the whole event, in which radar and radio jamming took place of their air defense network. Nandu, as we say, and his formation member did not know that they were ingressing into our airspace to a degree where they will be shot down within our border lines. The RT or radio telephony or the transmission that's taking place was garbled due to ECM and ECCM features. There was a lot of blabber that was going about. Some person was trying to speak to someone else, as famous as that lady on the air defense network on the Indian side of things was continuously trying to tell Nandu turn back, Nandu turn back, and there were some calls that were also coming, flow cold, flow cold. Well, all said and done, we all know what went on from that point onwards. We shot down their MiG-21. Nandu himself, his number 2 went back, lucky for him. In the same bargain, the Su-30 MKI shot down by Hassan Siddiqui. That was a very, very long volley that took place. Some people refer to it as the longest AIM-120C5 engagement, ranging to about 40 odd nautical miles, or give or take a few. On the other side of things, the frat that took place, the red on red or the blue on blue, whatever you want to call that, they shot down their own Mi-17 in the bargain with a few military personnel on board, 5 to 6 if I'm not wrong, and that was a fratricide for them. Overall, there was a score of 2-0 at that day, in that few moments. If I relate this to the big picture of things, from that day onwards, the Indian military, the Indian thought process, the Indian leadership's thought process has changed dramatically. It is very specifically said by Clausewitz, and the saying goes, the battles and wars are won and lost both in the enemy commander's mind. If we were able to change that thought process from being aggressive to being defensive, you have won the battle already. That is exactly what happened at that one few minutes of a skirmish. And we all know air combat does not take ages. It's not like battalions fighting. It's not like the sea wars that take place in the world or have taken place. It takes a lot of time, hours if not minutes. This is a matter of a few minutes, true, but more of a few seconds. I would relate this to, once again, an incident took place in 71 over Srinagar, in which Wing Commander Salim Beg Mirza, he shot down a gnat. I had a word with him on the same aspect of shooting down the enemy, and he was very calm, cool, collective, and used this phrase. And the phrase went like, ice in my veins. With the present, or with the 2019 incident taken place, and the fighter pilots that I've been able to go across, exactly the same phrase, ice in the veins. They were not feeling any amount of hyper emotionalism. They were very professional in whatever they were doing, both on air to ground weapon delivery and air to air combat. All things said and done, once again, the formation lands back, and to tell you the truth, that one specific time, once the engagement was taking place, the whole of the Pakistan Air Force was airborne. May it be the fighter fleet, may it be the transport side, the UAVs, the trainers, everyone was airborne. So we had a fight on, and we were expecting something bigger of a response from the Indians. Rest assured, everything else is history. We have seen what has happened on 27th, post 27th. There was a, if I take this opportunity and say that there was a possible ballistic missile exchange, would not be an understatement. On 28th night, we were expecting something of that sort happening. Sense prevailed, better sense prevailed, and we were able to avoid that complete incident. So what do we have, or what do we take out of this? We have a lot of incidents that have gone unnoticed in the past, but this incident was one of the most famous after the 71 war. We have shot down the Israeli aircrafts through the 73 war, been there, done that. But this is of crucial importance to understand that the incident, very specific, 27th February, will be remembered and revered both for a very, very long time. 1 year down the line, 2020 February 27th, we took this operation as the name of Operation Swift Retort, and we have celebrated shooting down of those two aircraft and everything that happened afterwards as in as positive a manner as it could have been. We will continue to revere once again and celebrate the event because it marks hugely within the air dominance domain of the subcontinent. A numerically superior Air Force was brought down to a par level of the Pakistan Air Force. The methodology, professionalism, excellence and extreme competence in utilizing the weapon system that you have. Both Hassan Siddiqui, Sir Noman, very specific, and there is a huge team that was there behind them of air defense controllers, technicians, engineers, ground crew, and overall the leadership that was there. Everything came together at that point in time. The training that both of these pilots were doing from their inception into the Air Force and till they delivered or pickled their weapons on that one specific fateful day relates to our being humbly proud of the fact that we were able to make a difference. Once again, I've said this before, I'll say this again. The weapon matters, but the man behind the weapon matters more. And that is what we proved on 27th February 2019 in Operation Swift Retort.